Hey guys, Orca, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2. Let's carry on where we left off. It's day 2 of the final trial, even though we are in chapter 5 right now. And, well, this is the most unique case the British legal system has probably ever seen. We've got two Nipponese men battling it out with Lord Strongheart presiding over us and no jury to boot. It's no wonder Ryunosuke brought back to Japan, hey guys, look, no jury trials are the best. In any case, we found out some of Inspector Gregson's actual movements the day before he died, or the day he died. We don't quite know yet because the autopsy report can't tell us. And Kazuma has his own theories. In fact, he's been playing his own little game that's kind of caught Lord Strongheart off guard, so I'm willing to play ball. In the meantime, let's find out what he means by Gregson carrying out a mission for the Reaper. The Reaper? What on earth are you saying, man? God, I love that gavel. Order! Order! What on earth are you saying, counsel? The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine. By the Reaper's hand. Okay. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper. So, you're saying the mission he was undertaking was... I like how Ryunosuke just went from shock horror to... Wait, hang on, really? Obviously. An assassination. Huh? Baroque Van Zeeks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast-iron alibi. Almost like he didn't kill anyone, which tells us that he must have had an accomplice. No, you don't even have proof that he's responsible for all these killings. Have you got any connection? Have you got a written order to Gregson from Baroque Van Zeek saying, Gregson, I need you to kill everyone you see. Anyone that, sorry, not everyone you see, but he's not that kind of Reaper. But everyone who gets off scot-free in trials where they're clearly guilty. You know, like, you don't have any proof of that. You're freaking conjecturing up the wazoo right now. And you claim that was Inspector Gregson. Hold it. What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. Does it though? Does it really? You are seriously clutching at straws here, Kazuma, okay? You've got no proof. Just because there's a connection between the victims and Van Zeeks and the fact that they got not guilty verdicts when they were clearly criminals because they were able to get off because of corruption and bribery. But you got no proof that he ordered their assassinations at all. No, it can't be. We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? Did we? Actual? Oh my god. Guys, it's clear that someone's using Van Zeeks as a patsy. Alright? It's an excuse to keep killing. You know, like Dexter, for example. He only kills evil people. In this case, the Reaper kills guilty people. That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zeeks. No. The true Reaper is somebody else. Baroque Van Zeeks is not the Reaper! A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. Well, yeah, you got a shitty theory for someone who's trying to prosecute him. And even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Grouse on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all. Oh? You have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, counsel? Man! Yes. He's got no proof at all. Absolutely, it's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship. Professor Mikatoba and Judge Jigoku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny? You're right, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship because Gregson died before he could carry out his mission. Is that your response? But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did board the SS Grouse that night, with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Oh, well, this is a predictable response, Kazuma. Failure. It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. What are you talking about? What detail? Come on, Ryunosuke. Wake up. Inspector Gina Lestrade. Eh? What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier. That doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming. The boss weren't the Reaper? Poor Gina. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you've spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumours. I ain't heard nothing. I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again. As a representative of Scotland Yard, consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't... I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook. Come on, Gina, give me something to work with here, please. Oh, that's a pouty face if I've ever seen one. The Reaper's notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. And the last entry in there was 31st October. It said grouse for the place on that date, and then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago or something. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. Was he after Judge Jigoku? Because of 10 years ago? Keep personal opinion out of your testimony, witness. We require only established fact here. Oh, established facts. Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I'm just being petty today. This must be so hard for her. You can't deny it now, surely. Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What can't I deny? The notebook contained the name of the final mark and the location where the assassination would take place. That's information that the victim could only have known if he was working with the Reaper. So, who was to be this final mark? Go ahead, Inspector Lestrade. Read the name for the court. The name that's written alongside the entry that mentions the grouse on 31st October. Well, I mean, she's only just learned reading, and it's a Nipponese name. Eh? Oh, how'd you read this, then? Reading's still not her strong suit. That ain't the problem, alright, Odo? It's a funny name. It ain't English. It's hard to read. So it's someone from overseas? Let me have a bash at it. Seishiro... Say it? Yeah, Seishiro. Jigokyu, maybe? What? It can't be. Seishiro Jigoku? But that's... Judge Jigoku! Seishiro Jigoku. Certainly not an English name, you're right.
Objection!
Objection it is. But that can't be right. I know Judge Jigoku, and I saw him the day before yesterday, here in London. So I know for a fact that the man hasn't been assassinated. Do we, though? We haven't seen him in quite some time. As I said, the Reaper failed. Are you stupid, Ryunosuke? Naruhodo. For God's sake, man. Pull yourself together. Oh. Oh! Gregson missed his chance to kill his mark and return to British shores. I imagine this is like... Sometimes I feel like this is YouTube comments to me when I miss something obvious. You guys are like, oh my god, what? Pay attention, goddammit. But the Reaper wouldn't tolerate the mistake, so he killed the inspector. Personally. Really? Okay. The Reaper, of course, being the accused. Baroque Van Zieks. It's an undeniably logical argument. Kazuma, you planned for the trial to go this way all along, didn't you?
Hold it!
Oh! Yeah, here we go. He ain't gonna take this lying down. Ah, yes, leg, please. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice whilst I stand accused of murder. Oh, shit. And then his music just kicks in. It's beautiful. Lord Van Zeeks! The accused has no right to speak uninvited in court. You will return to the dock. I say nothing of whether or not I'm the Reaper. That's the task of this court to decide. But there is one thing I can say unequivocally. That girl is no detective. Oof. Hey? What? No, that's right, I ain't. I'm an inspector. Ooh. Return serve. Repeating rumors heard around the yard. Reading entries from a notebook of unconfirmed origin. That's not testimony. It's practically a script. No doubt the rest of this trial will go exactly as you've clearly planned. Oh shit, he sees through your bullshit, Kazuma. Your hatred of me is understandable. In your mind, I'm sure I am the Reaper, who sent your father to the gallows all those years ago. But you're in danger of becoming a far more sinister Reaper yourself. Oh, god damn it! Kill him, Van Zeeks, kill him! Here. Don't you just love it when you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to say, and then someone just, your ally just comes barging in and just says all the right words, and you're like, yes, that's what I was meaning to say, but god, I can't do it. By attempting to have me condemned with this feeble excuse for testimony. What did you say? Mr. Naruhodo, this is our chance. My lord, the defense requests that the defendant be allowed to speak. He may be privy to important information relating to the testimony just given by the witness. Oh god. Never mind. Sorry. Just suggestion. Very well. I'll make an exception and grant the request. Oh, strong art being awfully fair. Interesting. I like it. The defendant may remain in the witness stand for the cross-examination. We're obviously going to pursue something. Then allow me to toast the court's impartiality. Don't raise your glass in my direction, sir. Counsel for the defense, begin the cross-examination immediately. Oof. At once, my lord. Whew. God, yeah, this is good. This is a good trap. I like it. Alright, cross-examination, here we go. The Reaper's notebook. Yeah, this notebook does have a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. Last entry there was 31st October. I'm not going to be pursuing Van Zeeks then, because I can't switch between them. Said grouse and then for the place on that date, then the name of the mark. There was a note about him being a criminal, what got away from the Reaper in court 10 years ago. Hold it! Start with this. What do you mean a criminal? Judge Jigoku's no criminal. Well, don't ask me. I know nothing about it. Oh, of course. Now we can go across. Oh, do you remember what Father told us? That Judge Jigoku did once appear in court here in Britain. Yes. He got a bit too mouthy and was almost held in contempt or something? It was related to the Professor case, I'm sure. Yes, of course. You're right. Seishiro was trying to mitigate Kinshin's guilt, so he took to the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and actually managed to break the witness stand. Oh, that's right. He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged. There we go. I was half right. It was a pitiful situation, yes. I'd forgotten all about it. But I prosecuted that trial too, as it happens. You did? It was considered to be an adjunct to the Professor proceedings, you see. But he was acquitted after being told to make reparation for the damage caused to the stand. And there you have it. Have what? Surely the accused hasn't forgotten his own rule. That there's no saving anyone who faces the Reaper in court. Guilty or innocent alike. Yeah, but it's been 10 years ago. Surely the Reaper statute of limitations has kicked in. What? No! Are you suggesting that the reason Judge Jigoku was targeted for assassination? The man was sent back to Japan immediately after the trial. The Reaper had no time to do his work. But then, 10 years later, the mark returns to Britain once more. Perhaps now you start to see just how vindictive the Reaper is. Try looking at a mirror. Come on, that's absurd! To take someone's life for that? Isn't the whole premise of the Reaper absurd? Killing those who have been found innocent? I mean, obviously, Kazuma has a better reason for targeting the Reaper than him breaking the witness stand. Clearly, the rules by which the man operates are beyond a sane person's comprehension. But... Okay, well, we're moving on. But honest, the boss didn't do none of it. He was just investigating the Reaper, that's all. Hold it! So you have complete faith that Inspector Gregson is innocent in all of this? Of course I do. I mean, I owe him that, don't I? Because he's the only one that had faith in me. Gina. The boss promised me, he did. He promised me that even though I was just a diver, he could turn me into a top-notch detective. A cove of good art like that ain't gonna go rob people of their futures, is he? Every single person killed by the Reaper was a criminal of the First Order. Lowlifes like that have no compunction about robbing hundreds of others of their futures. Eh? Their ludicrous acquittals in court give them the freedom to make hundreds more suffer. I don't... So what? You justified your actions because you were protecting innocent people's futures? I'm not suggesting that the Reaper's methods are justified at all, but life isn't black and white. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So that's what we have to work with. It may help us that Lord Van Zieks is in the stand too. Yes, perhaps. I'm sure Gina knows nothing she hasn't already told us. There's no point trying to get more out of her. Did you notice how Kazuma-sama reacted to Lord Van Zieks' words? When he called him an even more sinister Reaper, you mean? Oh, sorry, that's Ryunosuke saying that. Well, I'm sure Kazuma intends to eliminate any shred of doubt that the man is guilty. He's looking for revenge against the person he considers to be his father's killer, after all. I do worry that if we fail to find a discrepancy in this testimony somewhere, the trial may end and adjudication won't go in our favor. Let's listen carefully again to what everybody is saying. Gotcha. So, press everything. Let's find out about what the Reaper's gotten up to all these years. In other words, it shows that Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper. Not you and all! That ain't the only explanation, is it? He could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook said what he found. If I may. When originally people began referring to me as the Reaper, I didn't object. I believed the power to intimidate London's criminal classes into compliance with the law to be beneficial. But you carried out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper, didn't you? Yes. And those investigations proved conclusively that Gregson was one arm of the Reaper. Damn, okay. What arm? What are you on about? The Reaper's victims were all extremely shrewd criminals at the top of their game. There's simply no way one person could have taken them on alone. The Reaper is an organization. With you at its head. Had to sneak that one in there. I will ignore that libel. I had spies at the yard, keeping me abreast of Gregson's movements, letting me know when he was elsewhere. So I'd been able to check the most recent entry in his book. I knew the location. You knew it said grouse? Believing it to be a reference to the Gentleman's Club, I went there on the day in question to investigate. Alone. So that explains why several members of the club claim to have seen you there. But of course, the inspector was not there. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France. As shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Huh? Very well then. Back to your testimony about the contents of this notebook. Fine. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? You seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago. Oh, no, it's alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Am I? What did I miss? Notebook has a load of stuff about what the Reaper got up to these past 10 years. Let's take a look. Okay, I'm not sure for now. Let's leave it. Let's keep pressing. Names of victims, dates and places and stuff. Last entry in there was 31st October. Names of victims, dates, places, and stuff? What in particular? Well, beside the victims' names, this other name kept cropping up. What other name was that? It's the one I told you yesterday. The same name, written over and over again. You mean... Assassin? Yeah, that's the one. She's a friend of yours or something, isn't she? Were you even listening yesterday? Assassin. The assassin. Oh, damn. Could have fooled me. What? Like, a killer, you mean? Gregson was the tactician. The one who came up with the plan of attack. He investigated the marks thoroughly, finding out when they would be vulnerable and who to use to get at them. But the person actually executing his plans was someone else, you're saying? If that's true, then the Reaper does indeed start to sound like an organized group of vigilantes. Then perhaps what it said on the passport document. Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. Could that additional person have been... Clearly, the assassin, who was meant to take Seishiro Jigoku's life. Oh god, my power! Gina, can you confirm that against the final entry that listed Grouse and Seishiro Jigoku? What name was written? Oh, well, that's the only entry that didn't have a name next to it, as it happens. What? It just had, like, a question mark or something there, I think. In other words, Gregson himself didn't know the identity of the assassin in that case. But Gregson was the one making the plans, was he not? Oh, how infuriating. A nameless assassin. Well, I mean, assassin is dead, so he needed a replacement. A nameless assassin. A nameless assassin. I can't check profiles. Unfortunate. It said grouse for the place on that date and then the name of the mark.
Hold it!
Which we already know is Jigoku. And you're saying that the mark listed was Seishiro Jigoku? That's what I said! Or that's what it said. Funny name if you ask me. And I thought your name was odd. So pleased to have lost my crown there. Mr. Jigoku is the presiding judge of Japan's Supreme Court of Judicature. I remember the man. He came to our country as a visiting student 16 years ago, studying international law and diplomacy under your tutelage, Lord Strongheart. That bearded young fellow was a very able man, I must say. Okay, and now I can look at the court record, actually. Outside of the cross-examination, we've got Jigoku. Who could the assassin have been? Imagine it was Sholmes or something. Interesting. It's Sandwich! He's got question marks next to his age. Or Venus. Or Gossip. Not sure, not sure. Okay, let's leave it for now. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor. I wonder if Venus has anything else further to do with this case. Because it feels weird that they... Oh no, I suppose it doesn't feel weird that they came and went. Okay. So Lord Strongheart was Judge Jigoku's mentor. If I'm not mistaken, he returned to Japan 10 years ago now. 10 years ago? After that fateful case? Precisely. In the aftermath of the Professor case, his repatriation was organized immediately. It's a mystery why such a man would be listed in the inspector's notebook. I didn't think it was possible, but the mood in here's got even worse now. Maybe I'll just keep talking? Okay, we've gone. Okay. Right, I've had just about enough of this. I thought you were just going to keep talking. Gina? All this nonsense about the boss planning to kill people? It's cobblers. Come on, Odo. Yes? Right, what do you want me to do? Why aren't you saying nothing? Why? Why are you yelling out objection or something? What? You've got to find a flaw. You do usually. Someone's lying here, no question. You've got to work out who it is. Please. For the boss. Damn it. Oh, Gina. You're breaking my heart here. That outburst was an insult to the court and to your own testimony. I might have known that a common pickpocket from the back slums couldn't make a detective. Oof. When this trial is over, you will forfeit your warrant card, Miss Lestrade. Is that clear? I've had it with the lawyer. It's lies every bleeding place you look in this world, isn't it? Well, I've had enough. Gina. So have I. After that little speech of Gina's, I've made up my mind. To do what, Mr. Naruhodo? There was one point in this cross-examination when something that was said just didn't sit right with me. One statement that seemed odd. Oh, do you mean? I'm not going to let Gina's plea for help fall on deaf ears. Oh, okay, we're going Allegro now, are we? You gotta find a flaw somewhere. Okay, okay. It was back here. Right? Wait, let me press your latest statement.
Hold it!
She's begging me. I want to thank you, Gina. You helped me find my resolve. Well, there you go. Title drop. Eh? What do you mean? Amongst everything we've heard during this cross-examination, there's one thing that defies explanation. One inconsistency. What? An inconsistency? Really, Odo? I don't quite know what it means yet, but... Yes, there's an inconsistency in something that was said by... I need to review it. I didn't look back. Gina. Of course. By you, Gina. Of course? What's that supposed to mean, eh? Gina, Mr. Naruhodo? Gina's the person giving testimony here, so... If there are any consistencies, they can only be introduced by her. I don't know where you're going with this, but... Maybe the evidence you're obviously about to show the court will clarify. Oh god, okay. In that case, the defense will present evidence to substantiate its claim. I don't know what I'm doing! I'm bluffing! To which piece of evidence does this alleged inconsistency relate? Give me a second. Okay, I honestly don't know. I really need to review that piece of testimony, so I'm just going to present the photograph of the victim randomly. It's this! This is the proof that the apprentice detective's earlier statement is flawed. It is? The only thing that evidence proves is that the man advocating for the defendant is nothing more than an apprentice lawyer. Ah, well, sorry, I couldn't bloody review what was wrong. That'll learn you to go banning that apprentice claptrap about. Sorry, I really put my foot in it there. I think this line of argument has run its course, and let its failure be a lesson to all you apprentices. Ugh, better listen very carefully to the testimony again. On the bright side, I didn't get a penalty, so that's what we have to work with. Okay. Yep, that's all the same, cool, just double checking. Okay, it was this one, right?
Hold it!
Tell me. In other words, it shows Gregson was basically acting as the Reaper. Not you and all, that ain't the only explanation. Could have been investigating the Reaper in secret, and that notebook said what he found out. If I may... Okay, could it be the notice board? Because he's got evidence in two places? Carry out your own investigations into the true identity of the Reaper. Yes, those investigations prove conclusively. One arm of the Reaper, one arm. What are you talking about? Reaper's victims are extremely shrewd criminals. No way one person could have taken them on alone. Reaper's an organization. Spies at the yard. Check the most recent entry in the book. Knew the location. Knew it said grouse. Reference to Gentleman's Club. Explains why several members of the club seen him there. Inspector wasn't there. He was at the steamship. Hang on. Could that be it there? Because at the time he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. That's when he got the shocked look. Maybe it's Kazuma I need to focus on. Yeah, you seemed a little shocked by something a moment ago. Oh, no, it's alright. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? Okay, let's go with that, shall we?
Hold it!
Press. We'll go... Kazuma said something strange. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go!
Take that!
There we go, the music even stopped. Done. By you, Kazuma Asogi. Me. Is this some attempt at filibustering, Counsel? Prosecutor Asogi has given no testimony. What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent? You let something slip that you shouldn't have. When I present the relevant piece of evidence, I imagine you'll realize what you've done. Very well then, Counsel, go ahead. What evidence reveals this alleged inconsistency in something Prosecutor Asogi has said? Well, it's either the passport or the trunk. It was issued for travel to France the day before his body was discovered.
Take that!
So, my initial impressions were correct. This is nonsense. You accuse your best friend and back it up with that. Clearly. The Ryunosuke Naruhodo I knew is dead. Whoa, okay, you're the one who died and came back, alright? Struck down by my best friend. I believe what you intended to point out, Mr. Naruhodo, was when Kazuma said... Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Yes, that's exactly it. I take it from your expression that you're not going to let this go. Correct, my lord. I made a mistake, that's all. What are you suggesting I said that was inconsistent? Yeah, it's the trunk. It was locked. No? Didn't have the key. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
Take that!
This is a trunk that belonged to Inspector Gregson. A metal construction, is it? It's certainly very heavy. What's this? A bloodstain. And a relatively fresh one, too. What? You mean that they ain't grease from all the boss's fish and chips? Fresh blood on the inspector's trunk. That suggests that the victim was traveling with that luggage when he was killed. That can't be. There was no mention of any trunk in Scotland Yard's report. Yes, there's a reason for that, Gina. Immediately after the inspector's body was discovered... Oh, sorry, not Gina. One of the street peddlers made off with the trunk, hoping to sell it. But I found it, me, with me nose for trouble. Which means that nobody should have known anything about the trunk. Unless, of course, we're talking about somebody who was present when the victim was killed. Ooh. And yet, during the cross-examination of the witness just now, you said this, Kazuma. Because at the time, he was making his way to the steamship docked on the northern coast of France, as shown by the passport found in the victim's metal trunk. Well, he doesn't seem shocked or stressed. So the question is, how did you know about the inspector's trunk? We know the man went on a trip to France. Where else would he have put his passport?
Objection!
Really? That's what you're going with? But you knew it was a metal trunk. Answer me honestly, Kazuma. On 31st October, where exactly were you? At the port of Dunkirk, on board the SS Grouse. Is that the answer you're looking for, Ryunosuke? Is that the answer you're telling me? Kazuma, what did you... What is going on here? I hadn't considered the possibility before, but if Kazuma was there on the ship, then it can only have been for one purpose. Oh no, Mr. Naruhodo, surely you don't think... Come on, Ryunosuke, you know the rules. The only thing that really talks in the courtroom is hard evidence. Yeah, well, you've been babbling a lot for someone who doesn't have that. Huh? As I understand it, Inspector Gregson always took that case with him when he travelled. So as it stands, you've proved nothing. Kazuma. Are you challenging me to prove it? Beyond all reasonable doubt? That you were there that day, in the same place as the inspector? He was there, with Gregson, Was he the apprentice? Oh, sorry, the plus one. There's a clue that you've overlooked. A secret that Trunk can tell us. I can't be sure at this point. I'll need to verify it. But I have a nasty feeling that I'm going to be right. The accusation being made is deeply disturbing. But nevertheless, we must test it. The defense will identify for the court where in the trunk this alleged clue is to be found. Where's the evidence that ties Prosecutor Asogi to Inspector Gregson? This.
Got it!
His katana. This is your proof. What do you say to that, Prosecutor Asogi? Personally, I think tying the defense counsel to the inspector's trunk and tossing it into the sea would be more helpful. What? At least that way, London's courtrooms will be safe from his destructive accusations. I believe that was a rather long-winded way of telling you that you're wrong, Mr. Naruhodo. Very well, then let us see if you sink or swim under the weight of this penalty, counsel. Really? Ugh. I thought it might have been because his katana made that slash at the trunk. Mr. Naruhodo, you can't allow yourself to be drowned at sea yet. I was hoping never to let that happen, funnily enough. Alright, sorry, I'm rushing things. Let's take it easy. The defense will identify for the court where in this trunk. The clue is... Where is the evidence that ties Asogi to Gregson? Let's have a look inside. Oh god. Thought all the contents were going to spill out. I've got the passport. Is there anything in here that gives us that indication? I don't really see anything. Am I missing something obvious? It could be. Let's take a look at this again. Have you seen this huge gash across the side of the trunk here? It's gone right through the leather and into the metal behind. Gosh, for a metal chest like this to have been so badly damaged, whatever made the gash must have struck the side of the trunk with considerable force. I wonder how it happened. Okay. Do you see that? There's something stuck in the side of the trunk there. It's glinting. Oh my god, I thought it was part of the thing, but no. It looks like a fragment of metal of some sort. But it's wedged in so tightly I can't remove it. Well, don't cut yourself. You better leave it, I think.
Got it!
There's a small piece of metal lodged in the wall of the trunk here. Like the tip of a blade. Eh? A blade? Kazuma, slung around your waist as ever today, is the esteemed blade Karuma. Of course it is. Won't you draw it? Here in this courtroom. For all to see. Looking a little worried there, are you? Exercise caution, my learned friend. That man is the son of London's most notorious killer. Bailiff! Watch Prosecutor Asogi like a hawk. That won't be necessary. Well, well. Oh no! The tip is broken. If the fragment of metal from the trunk fits together with the end of the sword, the question of who was there with Inspector Gregson will be answered. Agreed? Kazuma Asogi!